Hey family, it's me, it's Dad. One of the things that I wanted to do this year, just on the civil year, I know it's a new year, but we have all kinds of new years, so I just thought I'd just do it and do this little resolution thingy. But something I've been thinking about doing for quite some time is a little podcast just to share my thoughts. A lot of people talking these days, and a lot of things that are vying for your attention, and I thought I'd just throw my 2 cents in there. So if you want to hear me talk about stuff, you can tune in. If you don't, it's just fine too. Um, I'm just going to talk off the cuff. I'm not going to prepare anything, at least not at this point. I just want to just speak from the heart and encourage you guys and just talk about what's happening maybe in the world or maybe a scripture or something just to encourage you and to keep you guys going. And again, there are lots of voices in the world that are trying to vie for your attention, and I just want to be one of those voices in your life if you let me in. Just thinking about 2021 coming up, and one of the things that we talked about today, it's the end of the Sabbath now. We started our new week just maybe an hour ago. And one of the things we talked about was just having an eye toward the future. And we talked about this over at lunchtime, where it seems as though God gives us something out on the horizon to focus our attention on, because without having something to look forward to, we can get depressed or we can get sidetracked and just start doing things that bring us the most pleasure. And God wants us to think about those things that are out there in the future, some hope. He gave hope even to Adam and Eve. He gave hope to Abraham. He gave hope to Moshe. He gave hope to lots of biblical characters, and certainly it's no different for us today. We have a hope. We have something that lies way out there in the future, and that is the kingdom. And one of the illustrations that we talked about at our table today was this illustration of a mountain that's off in the distance, and you're standing on one mountain, and there's a mountain that's far, far away that has some sort of golden city on it, something that looks attractive, someplace you might want to be, or some hopeful thing that it looks like it's peaceful or whatever. And you're standing on a mountain far away, and there's a gulf between you, and somehow the gulf is obscured. So you're so high up, you're above the clouds, and all you see is your tip of the mountain where you're currently standing, and then a tip far, far away with this golden city on it or whatever. And everything below the clouds is obscured from sight, so that when you start to descend to go on the path to get to that other mountain, you're going to go into a territory that you can't see it. You don't know what it looks like. It could be flat plain, it could be beautiful and easy, a broad, wide path, or it could be hard. It could be gulfs and oceans and I don't know, mountains and big rocky areas that are tough, or deserts, something that's difficult to get from point A to point B. And you may never reach that point over on the other side. You may just descend below the clouds and just be walking along. And maybe you're just trying to show your kids, you show your children or your friends that there's a mountain over there that has something great on it that we should be going toward. And when you descend, you just know the direction you should be headed. And you walk along that path, and you help others to walk along that path with you. And certainly if you have children, and I know some of my kids have children. Some of you have, Blue has children, Hannah have children, and so they're now in the mode of teaching their little ones that there's a hope far, far away. It's not some Disneyland hope. It's not some thing that's made up. It's a real hope that they can actually put some energy and some time into, and really become encouraged by it, because there's so many hopeless and hard things in the world now that they can consume us. And 2020 was tough that way, even though I personally believe that 2020 wasn't nearly as hard as some of the times in the past where there have been wars and much more detrimental to to society and whatnot. But 2020 had its own challenges, and certainly those of us that are paying attention see the potential for difficulty coming down the pike as the socialist programs are put in place and whatnot. We do have to keep our eyes and our ears about us. But getting back to this idea of a hope, the reason it came up during our Torah portion this week is because Joseph looks to the future. He says, don't let my bones rot here in Egypt. Take my bones out of here when you go, because God is going to provide a way for you to come out. And Jacob also did this. Jacob foresaw that he was going to die, of course, and he says, don't bury me here in Egypt. Take me home, put me in the cave of Machpelah with my ancestors, my wife, and my and others that were buried there. So he didn't want to be there either, and that's kind of the idea, that we're moving forward. Even in the future, we don't want to be far away from the treasured city, or at least have put our sights upon it. And so just keep that ahead of you this year, as we have more challenges come down the pike, and more difficulties, more things that are going to vie for your time. I hope, and my prayer is that you have challenges enough to refine you, make you into a better person, but nothing that's beyond you that is going to tear you down and to ruin you. And so my hope is that you can find some solace in the fact that there's something out there that's better than what we have today, and hopefully that gives you courage. Hopefully it gives you some strength to make it by day if you're challenged with something. And don't neglect prayer. Don't neglect those good things like reading your scriptures, teaching your children if you have them. My hope is that my family would be strong, and that there's a great legacy. Just like Jacob had a legacy in Joseph, and he was able to do great things while he was on earth, my hope is that the legacy that I leave for my children will be carried on to your children. And certainly that's, as a father, I want that. I don't want my time here in the world to be wasted, to be of nothing. And it certainly would be if I felt that all my children were going to walk in the ways of the world and be destroyed by it. So my hope is that you be strong, be strengthened, be courageous. As we finish the book of Genesis, we say, Chazak, Chazak, v'nit hazek. Be strong, and let us be strengthened. We're only going to do that if we're walking in truth, walking in Torah. And my hope is that all of you do that. So may this be an encouragement to you. Just want to say I love all of you, and I'm proud of all of you. I'm grateful to have my family around me. It seems as though, even though in the midst of difficulty this year in 2020, so many great things also happened. We have so many things we could be grateful for. I'm personally grateful for the growth at our Torah Club this year, and just to see how many people are coming. It is really encouraging to me, and just all the friends that we've made from the past that are coming and enjoying, and just some of the recent conversations I've had with some of my old friends. And we had the Van Omens over last night for Shabbat, and they've been friends of ours for pretty much the time I've been married, which is a long time. It's 27, 28 years they've been friends with us. And so I hope that you guys can generate some of those kinds of friendships that just endure the long haul. And even though those friendships got through some rocky times with Israel, when we left and they didn't, or they left and we didn't, or whatever, I'm grateful that now we're back together. And Mr. Notarius, Dennis Notarius, is coming to our Torah Club, and I'm encouraged by that. I'm encouraged by the Andersons also coming, and the Mandevilles, and I'm just really grateful for that. We had a really nice time at the Mandevilles over the New Year's holiday, just having fun and celebrating. And one of the things that we did was we sat down and just talked about the things that we're thankful for, in 2020, and it was easy for a lot of us to just come up with many things that we're really grateful for, and my hope is that you can do the same. I know you can. I know you guys are all doing well, and I'm really grateful for that. I was, one of the things I shared was just I was grateful for where I live. I live in a great spot, and of course, I think some of you would like to be back here, perhaps, and I understand that the Lord has got you where you are now for a good purpose, and I'm grateful for that. And I trust that He's doing good with you, and that you're doing good, even though you're not here by me. But my hope is that someday you can come and live near me, and I can enjoy my grandchildren, and you, of course. So I was grateful for Montana. Montana is a really wonderful place. not just because of its beauty. I think it has that rural character. I think really does add to a hard work ethic, kind of that rugged individualism that is necessary for just working hard and just kind of seeing through things and being a problem solver. I'm grateful for all that. It was definitely um, part of my upbringing here in Montana and helped develop me as a, I don't know, just hardworking. I worked on farms when I was younger, and I always had jobs at ranches, which is kind of fun, and I mean hard work and just really helping you to enjoy just getting outside and using your body and making money, and I don't know, just that hard work ethic and being out in nature is really good. So I hope you can, wherever you are, you can find places to get out into nature and enjoy that. And so I was just grateful for Montana, and part of my gratefulness for that during this COVID season is that it's shielded from a lot of the yuck of the politics and all the riots and all that kind of junk. And I know that here, even in Bozeman, it's got its own set of lefties, but for the most part, it's people that are down to earth and pretty decent folks. So anyway, that was one thing I was thankful for. Thankful to have a job, and thankful that I have work every day. When I come in and sit at my desk, I'm overloaded, like I can't get it all done, kind of thing. And I feel good. I feel good about that, and I'm grateful that the Lord has provided for me over the, I don't know, it's been working for. I got my job at WTI in 1998, so I've been working for 22 years as a professional engineer, and earned enough money to help all my children, all of you guys, to do good, and that's a blessing from my standpoint. We didn't create humongous amounts of wealth and all that, but it really wasn't my aspiration. I just wanted to have a good, quiet family and have a good life here, and so I'm grateful for that. Grateful for your mother, and just thankful that she's my partner and she's helped me to become what I am today, and I just don't think I would have amounted to much without her, and I can say that with confidence. I know that when I was in college, I was a dud. I mean, I completely flunked out, and it just took me a whole year to get my head back screwed on straight. But I'm grateful that I did, and I'm grateful that she was a part of that. And together we built a great empire here, pretty much. I mean, with all you kids, it is like a tribe, and I'm really thankful for that. I was listening to a podcast by what's that guy's name now? Starts with a K. I'll think of it. But anyway, he was interviewing Tucker Carlson, and at the end of the interview, Tucker Carlson said that he just encouraged whoever is listening to go out and have a lot of kids and lead that conservative, loving lifestyle to try to get this mess back on track. And so I am grateful that we built a big family, and I just am hopeful that you guys will go out and do wonderful things in the world, not just making money, which is necessary, but also doing the hard job of teaching your children, training them in righteousness. This is something I would like to talk to you about in future podcasts, which I'm trying to do them every week now. Just how to train your children. What is necessary in training them, and why is it so important to do it while they're young? And I just really know that your mother and I thought a lot about that when we had you guys, and there's no way that we could have done it without starting out young. It's too hard to train children when they've turned a certain age. So my hope is that you put in the hard work early, and that you'll see great rewards. And I already see it in your children, and Hank and Blue's children. I just am grateful for that, and grateful for the work that they're already putting in to raising their little ones. So my hope is that 2021, for whatever that yearly calendar thing is worth, is good for you, that you're encouraged, that you're connected with your family, that you're connected with your brothers and sisters, and that you are connected to God and to a community of some sort. For those of you that are around the community, please get involved. If you're here in Montana, come over to my house.